Welcome everybody to episode 6 of our Shadows of Brimstone playthrough, series number 3. My name is Doug Herring on YouTube, Doug Mysticon, Board Game Geek. And we are close to wrapping up a really lengthy session where we got some interesting things going on. It's been pretty cool. Very much enjoying it. So one of the things that I want to say is, I was making a mistake. I was making a mistake on two things. I'll just show you what it is. I made a mistake on this one a few times, even the round before. Got to remember to just keep all my rules and not pay attention to everything everybody says to me in chat and stuff like that. Usually you're right. Sometimes not everybody's right, and that's the way it goes. And this is one of those cases, and I should have just remembered and paid attention, but I didn't. It's my own fault. Anyway, the holdout pistol says attack once per fight, not once per round, and as does, no, wrong one, sorry, burp, as does the Swamp Raptor Claw. It's a once a fight deal, so you can do it once in a battle. And I need to remember that. That is important, very important. Okay, but we're going to, we ended the round, and so the next thing we do is we're going to roll to hold back the darkness and the depth track and see if we can keep it at bay. Just one more turn, because really that's all we need to end the game. So, end the session anyway. We kill these two things this round. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to say is this one wound is actually going to be 3 on this corpse pile here, because the rifle does +2 damage. She shot it with the rifle and I put 1 down because that's what the damage ended up being, but then it's +2. So, alrighty guys, let's continue on and have some fun wrapping this up. We only have one little hungry dead to go, and of course the big Goliath is gone. This was the Goliath. He was our big giant beastie that we had to fight. And then we have these two corpse piles left. They they got a defense of 2 and a health of 6. So it's not like they're totally. We could end up, if this prolongs this round, which I don't think it will. If it did, though, however, we'd be in a little bit of hot water with the depth track. Why is that? Because if it goes up to here, we are done. Luckily, we're right there. And by the way, I need to move this down. It should be right there. We added a room on. Okay, let's go back and start with our depth track roll. Okay, here we are. Let's see what we get. Oh, 9. Perfect. So not 9. Now, we still have people in that boneyard room, which is -1 to the roll. But we need an 8. So we're still fine. That was an 8+, and we got it. So we are going to get out of here with our skins, and the darkness will not have escaped the mines. At least if we have a decent round anyway. So let's start with our Saloon girl. Now, she has already used her pull-out pistol and her Swamp Raptor Claw, so I'm going to remember that. What we're going to do is roll a movement, and she's actually in bad shape. She's not going to do a whole lot here. But she rolled a 1. That's awesome. That gives her a grit. And, we will... She doesn't have any ranged weapons to speak of, though she does dodge well. Anyway, she can only move 2. She's going to move right to here for now. Get into this final room. She can't scavenge or do anything else while there's a beastie in there. So that's really going to be the end of her turn. She's going to let the other ones deal with it. She took on the big baddie head-to-head, and she paid the price for it. She's got quite a few wounds on her. Out of her 8 wounds, she's got 4. And she's got quite a bit of sanity on her, though she has a very high sanity. It's 18 with her hand mirror. Anyway, let's move on. So we're going to go on. I think we'll do the Marshal next. Marshal Little Bill. He rolled a movement of 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And he's going to take a shot with his shotgun and see if we can't do in this this corpse here. Now remember, he rolls a d8 for the shotgun. It's a pretty good weapon. He rolled a 7, which is a critical. That means this one is dead, and that is going to... Now he has an ability to, once per turn, when you kill an enemy with a shotgun, you get +1 shot. Now, unlike the rancher where you get to do that over and over again, this is just one time. So he's going to unload on the damaged corpse pile, and he missed. So does he have a grit? No, he does not. So that's all he's going to do. That's going to end his turn. Okay, now we'll just, since our rancher seems to be closest, we'll do her next. She rolls a 2 movement. She goes 1, 2. She does not have a grit. It would be nice if she did, because she could then heal our Saloon girl. Again, I don't think it's going to matter. she's going to take a shot at the bone pile, or the corpse pile. She rolled a 1, so she missed. That's a bummer. This is what I didn't want to happen. I was hoping to destroy the corpse piles this turn. She doesn't have a grid either. So now let's roll for our lawman. He rolls a 4 on movement. He goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is within range of that. He's going to use his 3 shots to try and knock out the corpse piles. He got only one hit. As a bummer. And he rolled a 4. That's 2 more damage. So that's going to be 5. That thing is still up. We still have to contend with this for another round. I need another wound token. Okay, so we got 5 wounds on this. And then the 2 bone piles get to go. So we're going to roll for them. On a 4, 5, or 6, they spawn a corpse. So one did and one didn't. Looks like the farthest one did. So there's another undead right here. Okay, that ends the round. So we're going to wrap back around. And we're going to roll for our depth track. A 9 again. Perfect. Okay, so we get to continue to fight without the depth track moving. We can only miss this twice, so we got to kill all these things this turn. Let's roll for our Saloon girl. She's going to go first. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't believe I am. Okay, she rolls a 3. That's a 4 for her, so she's going to go 1, 2, and she's going to attack the bone pile. She gets to punch it twice. She doesn't have any special things or items she can use. She hit 1 time. Let's hope she does enough damage. A 4, that's 2 more points of damage, so this bone pile is destroyed. And I need to give her the experience for that. The experience on that is 10. Oh, okay, I got to do some experience figuring on this one. Okay, so that was her, and that's going to be her turn. Okay, so let's go with our Marshal now. He rolls a 3. He's just going to go step up here. He's going to shoot the undead there with his shotgun. He rolls a 2 and misses. He has no grit, so he's just going to do that. That was his whole turn. Man, this guy, we're dragging this out, I swear. Okay, Rancher. Rancher rolls a 5. She goes 1, 2. I think she'll go up here just in case to keep the Saloon girl safe. And then she will shoot her rifle. She rolled a 2. No grit. She can't do anything. We're just missing like clowns. We're the clowns. Okay. And then a 6 for our sheriff. So he goes 1, 2. He's just going to move up to here. And first he'll shoot at the undead. Oh wait, he gets 3 dice. So that's 1 hit, 2 hits, and a crit. So the crit will assign to the undead and kill it because it only takes 1 hit point. Got to go make sure to give the sheriff his experience, and then we're going to roll the other damage on the corpse pile. Hopefully he does well. He did okay. So this one does nothing. The corpse pile has a 2 defense, so he did 4 points of damage to the corpse pile. And then we're going to roll for the corpse pile to see if it spawns another undead. And it does not, so hopefully this next turn we'll get it. Okay, now we're going to roll on the darkness track again. So let's do that. A 9 again. All right. Well, at least we're holding it back. Okay, now we're going to roll for our Saloon girl. We're going to roll for her movement. She gets a 4. She's not going to bother to move. Well, she might as well move up here and attack it. Not going to hurt her, right? So she does that. She rolls her 2 punches on it. She got 2 hits and no damage. Okay, nice. All right, let's go with the Marshal. He's going to roll. He rolls a 3. Yeah, he'll just move up behind the Saloon girl. Why not? And then he's going to roll his shot. He rolls a 1 and misses. Okay. Rancher. She rolls a 2 on her movement. She's going to step up here and shoot it. She rolls a 4 with her rifle, which hits. This should do it in, I hope. A 2. That's a 4. So it's got a 2 defense, so it just did 2 more damage. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that was enough to do it in. All right, so that officially ends our battle. Now, everybody got to go on that round except for the lawman. So we're going to do some recovery, and then we're going to do some loot, and then we're going to wrap up this mission. So our recovery, well, it's not going to matter. It's the end of the round. We only have to worry about that permanent damage. They're going to heal everything off of them anyway, but let's roll it just to make sure we're doing the right thing. Okay, our Saloon girl, she's going to roll a D3 to catch her breath. She rolls a 1. She gets to take off a sanity. I'll take off 1 sanity off of her. Then we got our Marshal. He rolls a 3, so he is got, only thing he's got on him is the sanity he took from the one that we can't get rid of. So he's fine. He's got no wounds, no sanity left on him. Our Rancher, she rolls 2, so she's going to get rid of 2 wounds. And that's going to leave her with 2 wounds and 1 sanity on her. And then we get to roll a full-on d6 for our Lawman. 1. Okay, so he's going to take a wound off of him. He'll take a sanity because he's got 2 of those sanity tokens he can't remove. And that is our catch our breath roll. Okay, now I'm going to shift for a minute and we're going to draw some loot cards. Okay, well, I did go and finish up the experience for those guys. I think our Saloon girl might be able to level at this point, but it's not really that critical. Anyway, we do have to get the loot deck out. Where's the loot deck? Come on, baby. There it is. Okay, loot deck. Let me just give it a quick shuffle. And we're going to draw 2 loot cards for each character. So we'll start again with our Saloon girl. She gets $50 and a d6 times 25. Let's see what she gets. 6. Awesome. 200. Was it? Oh, sorry. 100 and yeah, 4. It's $150, so 200 total, and 20 experience points. Okay, moving on to our Marshal. He gets $100 and 20 experience points, and a D3 Darkstone. He's got a lot of Darkstone. He got just 2 more Darkstone in his stuff. So the man is Darkstone laden, and this is his Darkstone 2 right there. He's got quite a bit of Darkstone. That's going to be troublesome for him when he leaves because that can cause mutations. But that's it for him, so I'm going to go mark his $100 and his 40 experience points. Okay, Lawman, he's going to get, ooh, what's this? An artifact card or a gear card if in another world. So it's going to be a gear card and $250 and 4 experience. So let's get our gear deck out. It's rather large. Let's see, where is the gear deck? Ah, there it is. Okay, big giant deco gear. I'm just going to give it a quick cut and shuffle. I don't know if I did or not. Probably did, but let's better safe than sorry. So he gets a Mark of the Dead. It says use 2 Darkstone to attach to any item. Bonus, +1 damage to undead enemies. He likes that. That is our Marshal. So he gets this new item, which he will use immediately 2 of his Darkstone to attach the Mark of the Dead to his shotgun. So now he has bonuses against undead. He likes going to Jargano, and then he's also going to get 40 more experience points, and that's him. Last but not least is our Rancher. She gets $50 and a D3 Darkstone. Okay, she got 1 Darkstone. So she's doing pretty well in Darkstone because she's got a couple of Darkstone, and she's only got 2, but that's okay because 2 she can use them or sell them for quite a bit of money. Either way, I got to give her $50 and 40 experience points. That marks the end of our loot. So now we're going to get what we get for this awesome adventure that was provided by our friend on BGG. I got to remember his name. Anyway, for the epic encounter, I'll just read it. I won't put it on screen. Results in a gigantic find. The heroes gain D8 times 100 coins total and 1 Darkstone each. So D8 times 100. Let's see what we get there. 200. So another $200 total. I'm just going to mark that off to the side. I think the players will agree to give that to our Saloon girl Cassie because she's the one that's gotten the least money. That will make bookkeeping easy. And then everyone gets a Darkstone. So I'm going to get out 4 Darkstone and add it to their character sheets for now. And when I clean up, now this time I am going to make sure I keep track of everything that these guys have and have done, so that when I come back and do Series 4, I will be using these characters again with whatever advancements that they've acquired and their skills. When I start that next session, I'll talk about skills and things like that. Okay, and then we get on a roll of 1 to 5, heroes draw 2 gear cards, keeping 1. On a roll of 6, they draw an artifact card. Dice may not be re-rolled with grit. So let's start with our Saloon girl. She's going to roll a 5. That's going to be 2 gear cards, keep 1. So we'll get our gear deck out again. big old gear deck. Where did I put it? Oh, I left it out. Okay, there we go. So here's our gear deck. She's going to draw 2. She gets, okay, a pickaxe and a trusty axe. I think the trusty axe, let's see. Anytime you find a darkstone, gain 1 extra. That's pretty good. Your combat hits are +1 damage. Once per turn, you may reroll a melee roll to hit. Ooh, I think, man, I don't know. That's a rough call. She's got to keep one of these. I think she's going to keep the trusty axe. That complements her other items well. I'll just put this on the bottom for right now. And then we're going to roll for now our Marshal. 6, he gets an artifact. So we're going to pull out the Swamps of Jargano artifacts. We've given out quite a few of these now. And he gets the Darkstone Blade. Your combat hits are critical hits on a roll of 5 or 6 instead of only 6. He's probably going to give this to our Saloon girl, who seems to be combat intensive. Now, to use this, you do have to attach a Darkstone, spend a Darkstone on it. But this is not a once per fight item. This is a melee weapon. Its combats just do, or your crits are just better. But for right now, that's with the Marshal. Okay, now let's roll for our lawman. He rolled a 4, so on a 4, he's going to get to draw 2 gear cards and keep 1. It's a great find, right? So he gets the Looking Glass, +1 cunning, recover a grid anytime you pass a cunning test, or, well, I think, is he a frontier hero? Let me check that. Now, what am I saying? Frontier hero. Everybody has, he's got law and frontier, and this can only be used by a frontier hero, so he's going to take the Rawhide Chaps, gives him +1 health and +1 move, and then I'll put this on the bottom. And then last but not least, we have our Rancher. She rolls a 5, so she gets 2 gear cards, and she gets a Rune of Shadows. What's that do? Use 1 Darkstone to attach to any item. Use 1 grit to ignore the damage from a single enemy hit. That's really good. And an axe. Once per turn, you may add +2 damage to your combat roll hits. Runestone, Rune of Shadows for sure for her. And then that is going to be it. Now that's their haul, guys. So I am going to stop here, break everything down, and set up the trip back to town. Okay. That means I got a bit of cleaning up to do. We did a lot in that turn. But that is the entire session as far as our combats and that go. That was a heck of a lot of craziness and at the same time fun, which is typical of this game. It's a roller coaster ride, isn't it? But it was definitely a roller coaster ride for us here. Anyway, we're going to stop for just a moment. I'm going to spend some time getting things cleaned up so we can go on to our town encounters and make our way back to town as well. It means I got a lot of things I got to put away. Okay, well guys, here's all our folks. They're sitting in the town. They've come back to the hotel. Not yet. This is what will happen in a moment, but we still have some things to do first. So first off, we have to do a corruption roll for each of the characters based on how many Darkstone they have. Then we're going to have to make some traveling rolls and see if we encounter anything on a road back to town. If all that stuff goes well, we'll end up here hanging out at the hotel because everybody's got enough money to stay there. They could stay at the campsite for free, but there's some high risks there, so we'll go over that in a moment. Let's first make these corruption rolls. Okay, so first up is our lawman. You can see that he's got 2 corruption, so we're going to roll 2 quick dice for him, and on a 1, 2, or 3, he gains a corruption on the 2 for the 2 Darkstone he has. So he gained actually 2. It's not terrible, and they can be healed. So there's 2. I'm going to keep track of this for right now, and then I'll worry about it later. Now our Marshal has 4, so he's going to have to roll 4 dice. Now, if he actually gains all 4 corruption, that will be problematic because once you gain 4 corruption, you get a mutation. We don't want that. But he didn't. He got 3 out of 4. That's not great. There's his 3, and then our other 2 folks, our Saloon Girl and our Rancher, have 3 apiece. Wow, so our Saloon Girl took no corruption, and our Rancher took no corruption. So just our 2 guys took corruption. And that doesn't really hurt them unless they keep it. It doesn't go away. They have to go, they can get corruption cured at the church, which I'll show you in a bit. and which all cost money, and so you have to determine, are you willing to accept a little corruption, perhaps leading to mutation on our two gentlemen, and sometimes those mutations can actually be really good. But we're not going to do that, but we are going to start making some travel rolls. So everybody has to make a travel roll, and when they're doing that, let me see, I think they have to roll, I'm just checking to be sure, they have to roll a d6 on a 1 or 2. They have to make a travel hazard roll. So we're going to roll for each character. We'll start with our lawman up at the top. He did, so he has to make a hazard roll. Our U.S. Marshal does not. Our Saloon girl does. She rolled a 1, and our rancher rolled a 2. So we're going to have 3 out of 4 town hazards, or trip hazards, getting back to town. Let's have fun with that. Here is our travel hazard book. So we're going to start with our lawman. We're going to roll 3d6 and see what he encounters. Let's hope our guys manage to survive, right? So, okay, so an 11. What do we get for an 11? Dark dreams. It says, camping along the trail. This is the first night, I guess. Your dreams are filled with dark visions of the future and an impending doom. Each hero must make a spirit test of 6+. If passed, they gain 10 experience points and recover grit. If failed, they take a d6 sanity damage. Okay, well that's not the worst thing that could happen. So we'll just start with our Marshal. So he's going to take, he's going to need to make a spirit test. He's got a spirit of 1, so 6 is going to be awful hard to roll. He did not, so he does take a d6 sanity. He takes 3 sanity damage. Hold on. I had put all of those tokens away thinking I didn't need them. Foolish me. Okay, our Marshal has a spirit of 2. He failed, so he takes 2 sanity damage. Now, again, this is not going to go away in town because they're getting this on the road back. They're going to have to actually rest and heal this up, if I remember correctly. I'll have to check. Okay, our Saloon girl has a spirit of 3. She rolls a 6, so she gets 10 experience points. And then our rancher, and a grit, and our rancher has a spirit of 3. She gets a 6. That's so funny. The guys are taking the brunt of all of this. Okay, so the 2 girls didn't take any. The 2 guys did. The 2 girls got a grit back. So our rancher, who can take extra grit, she's doing really well. And they each got, which I'm marking down on their sheet, 10 experience points. Okay, let's get back to this. That was only the first of the 3 rolls. So our Marshal he also had one he had to roll, but these usually affect everybody anyway. 7. That's got to be good, right? No. Harried by hellbats. As the heroes move through the countryside, dark swarms of hellbats follow overhead, swooping down to terrorize them as they go. Each hero, this is way down here in the corner, each hero must roll a d6 for every darkstone they carry, with a darkstone icon and item with darkstone upgrades. Okay, well, yeah, we have a couple of those too. Well, not all of them have upgrades on them. On a roll of 1, that Darkstone Shard item is snatched by the Hellbats and carried off. Okay, well, so let's just roll for our Lawman. All he has, I'm just looking through his items real quick, he just has the 2 Darkstone that he carries on him. So we're going to roll. He didn't lose either of them. Okay, our Marshal has 4 Darkstone. We'll roll for that first, but I think he also has an item. He lost 1 of his 4 Darkstone. So he gains corruption for it and then doesn't get to keep it. What is the message there for our lovely heroes? That they get to they get things snatched away from them even after victory. Okay, and then he also has an item. I gotta look at that. So the item that he has was the Mark of the Dead. Remember, he attached that with Darkstone. So a 4. It's fine. Okay, I think that's all he had. I'm gonna quickly flip through his stuff. Well, he didn't power this yet, so I'm going to consider that one okay. Alrighty. So our Saloon girl has 3 Darkstone, so she's going to roll 3 dice. She did not lose any of her Darkstone, and let me look through her items briefly. Don't see any that are powered. Okay, none of hers are powered by Darkstone. And then we have to roll 3 for our rancher as well. She didn't lose any of her Darkstones. So that was not too bad. That was not too bad. Okay, but we got one more roll on this chart left before our heroes get back to town. What do we get? I'd say that's a 5. Okay, 9. Burning farmstead. Pillars of black smoke rise. So this is our third day back to town where we find a burning farmstead after being harried on the roads by the hellbats. Pillars of black smoke rise in the distance, and as you approach, you discover a farmstead in ruins and ablaze. Screams call out from the fiery inferno. Each hero may decide to turn away or brave the burning building to look for survivors. If you enter the building, do a strength 5+ test through the flaming debris. If failed, you are singed by the fire and must flee the building. You suffer d6 wounds. Ignoring defense, that's not great. If passed, you get 25 experience points. We get to roll to see what we find. Well, our lawman, of course, is going to go into the burning building. He's got a strength of 3. He doesn't have any items that are going to help him, but let's roll his strength of 3. Well, he rolled a 6, so what did he have to make? It was a strength 5 test, so he did succeed, so he gets 25 experience points, and we roll a d6. So let's see what his d6 roll is here. It's a 3. So 2 to 5, we found a survivor. You find a survivor in the building, you gain a d6 times 10 experience points. So we gained 20 more, so we gain a total of 45 experience. Okay, next up is the Marshal. Of course, he's going to do the same thing. He's not going to leave that go and let these people get hurt. Now, somebody had a strength +1 item. Was it? I'm trying to remember who it was. Okay, it was not him. So he's just going to roll his 2 strength dice. Hopefully he rolls a 5 or better. He rolled a 6, so he succeeded as well. Now we're going to roll a d6 to see what he finds. A 4, I believe that's going to be another survivor. So then he gets a d6 times 10 experience points plus 25. So 4, so that's going to be 40, 50, 65 experience points for our Marshal. Cassie, who has a strength of 1, says, I can't be bothered. I'm not doing that. I'll mess up my hair. She does not go into the barn. So she just decides to avoid it and gets nothing. But our rancher, Madison, she's going to go in there too. She's got a strength of 3. She failed her roll, so she's going to take a d6 of wounds with no defense. 3 wounds. Okay, not terrible, not terrible. That was the end of their time trying to get back to town. So that wasn't so bad. That was not so bad at all. So now we are in town and the characters have checked into the hotel. Okay, so I have deducted their $10 from going to the hotel. Now they're staying at the hotel, so they're in complete safety in town. And this is to mark that they're on day 1. And when they go there, they're going to travel around town. And when they do that, they're going to have to make a roll on the chart for the town. I got to find the town chart. And each of them is going to roll. And then they're going to get to a location. And they will... Okay, there is town events. Okay. So they're going to get to a location then and do what they want to do with the money and stuff that they have. So, lots of things happen. So it basically says at the start of the town, stay, the heroes must place the darkness marker on the 1. Okay, I'm just going to read this to you because we haven't shown this before. Spot on the town event deck, that's right here. Okay, at the end of the day in town, the heroes roll a d6, that's here. So that's... if they roll higher than the current position on the darkness track, then the day ends without an issue. If they roll less than, they're going to roll on this chart. Okay, so this is day 1. It's fairly safe. Now, our Saloon girl does what she does best. She's really got nothing to lose or hurt herself here. So for her first trip, she could go sell Darkstone here at the Frontier Outpost, or she could go to the Saloon where she belongs. And that's where she's going to go. So let's take her turn, and she is going to roll on this. She's going to go to the Saloon, which will mean that we'll do this all at once the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to move everybody, then roll for the events on the town. I think that our lawman, and he's got 2 dark. Our lawman, our Marshal. Man, actually, our Marshal's going to go here to the blacksmith. He's got a decent amount of money. Our looking at their how much money they have. Our Marshal and our lawman are pretty wealthy. Our rancher's not in bad shape. I think she is. I think these two are going to go here. They're heading to the frontier town, so we've kind of got everybody spread out to where they're going. And I guess we'll start with the Saloon girl. So let me find the Saloon card, and I'll show you what that looks like. So, it should be fun. These are always entertaining, to say the least. There's so many things they can do there. Well, here is the Saloon card, and I'm gonna move down so you can see that. And this means we're going to roll first on the location event, and then she's going to get to do things there. So you see we're going to roll 2d6. I'm just going to roll them on the table so you can see. So our Saloon girl, Cassie O'Toole, arrives at the Saloon to see what kind of trouble she can get into. So a 9. So aces and eights. This seems to be your lucky night. You are at least +2 luck and +2 cunning during the visit to this location. Okay, so she goes in full of spirits. She's amped up from the cool, the amazing adventure they just had where they came out with tons of loot, and she gets to go do some things here. She got +2 cunning and +2 to luck. So her cunning is a 3 already, so that's a 5. So I think obviously she's got to go play some casual poker, right? I mean, that's the first thing she's going to do there. Now, you can do, I believe you can do as many of these things as you want while you're here. I gotta try to remember because I've been a while since I've done this town thing. She can play Brimstone craps as well. It's a luck test. She's got a luck, which is higher. Her luck, oh, they're the same. So she's got 5s. She can also do a Saloon Girl performance and gets 10 experience on a d6 and a 4, 5, 6. She recovers the grit. But first thing she's going to do is go gamble. She's going to go spend $50, and if she wins, she's going to make $50 for every 5 she rolls. And so she's going to get 5 dice on that. That is good, and she can use the money because she's probably the one that had the least money overall. So here's her casual poker event. So for every 5+, so she only rolled 1. So she spent 50, got 50. That's not going to help her much at all. Okay, so when you're visiting the town events, I'm just trying to remember how many things you can do at a location. So once you've done there, you can, these locations can be found. Let me look at this for just a moment. I just want to try to remind myself how many things you can do there. So I don't know that there's a limit to how many times she can do this, but there's got to be. I'm going to say that you can only do it once, even though it says here, see the Saloon Girl heroes only can do this stuff, and it says limit once per visit. So in this Brimstone Craps, for example, says limit once. Oh, they all say limit once per visit. Okay, so she's going to go then and play craps since she didn't have any bad luck but no good luck at the poker game. She's going to go there, and that's a luck roll, so she's got to spend $100. So she's successful. She gains $100 for every 5. Okay, that's better. Look at that. That is, she spent $100, so she ended up plus $300. So let me go make sure I keep track of that. She's now having a good day. That is awesome. And then she says, well, what am I going to do next? I might as well do this. So she spends $50 to gain. Well, why would she spend $50 to perform? I don't know. Yeah, that's not worth it. That 10 experience points is not worth that. But let's look at the stuff that she can do here. So she can entertain for free. So that's different. You may entertain patrons to earn money. Choose either performance, agility, or storytelling lore and roll a number of dice equal to that skill. For every 4, 5, or 6, you gain $25. For every 6 roll, or 4, 5, sorry, you gain 100. For every roll is nothing. So it's free to do. She's going to do it. And she's got a lore of 2 and an agility of 4. So what do you think she's going to do? She's going to roll an agility roll. She's got, and then for every 4 or 5, she gets $25, and for every 6 she gains 100. Wow, that's $225 right there. She's having a wild time in the saloon. Okay, now what else can she do here? Let's see. She can do a darkstone shiv, 1 darkstone, and it costs her nothing else. She's probably going to do that. Shaving a darkstone shard to near razor point can be deadly. Free attack, discard to do d6 wounds to an adjacent enemy, ignoring defense. Pretty good, right? She can also do a boned corset, which gives her +6 armor. A darkstone corset, $3,200, which she does not have. A teeny hat. It's a lot, $2,400. Perfume is $200. During the next adventure, you gain 5 experience points for every wound sanity you heal, so +5. That's $200. The bone course is $1,200, so she can't do that. I don't think she has enough. Let me just add up. She's got quite a bit of money here now. So she's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1275. So she can't do the boned corset, but she can do the perfume, and she can do a darkstone shiv. So she is going to do that. Perfume. I'm writing it on her sheet. That does actually use up one of her darkstone to do the shiv. And then, so she spent $200 on that. She's going to spend, she can get a cask. Holds up to 3 whiskey tokens for $300. That, I don't know, why is that better? I don't like that. Gambler's deck of cards plus 1 cunning for $850. She could do that. And lucky dice. Well, let's see. So she spent $200 on the perfume. That's going to leave her with, yeah, okay. She could still do, yeah, let's do the, it's a gear card, the gear card container. She's just going to buy 1 whiskey for $50. So that's, okay. And then she's going to buy the gambler's deck of cards. I don't think she's going to do that either. I think that's going to be the end of her day. So she does, oh, she could pickpocket. Wait, take 3 D3 corruption hits. So limit once per turn. You may pick the pockets of a patron to find something useful. Make an agility 4 test. For every 4 or 5, you gain $10. If you roll a D6, but you have to take 3 corruption hits. No, not worth it. She goes, that was my day in the saloon. She goes back to her place there, and that's the end of her day. So let's go on to the Marshal, the blacksmith. Okay, here's the Marshal. He's the blacksmith. We have to roll 2d6 for him for his location deal. So, man, I roll a lot of 9s, don't I? Forging sale. The business is slow since the creatures attacked the other night. All purchases are minus $50 to a minimum of 10. Cancels out cost increase. Okay, so there's no cost increase. So now he's going to flip it over. He is now at the Marshals. Or I'm sorry, at the blacksmiths. And he looks at there's stuff there for him to do, right? Now let's see, he doesn't have a huge ton of money, but he does have quite a bit. Let's see, he's got, actually he was the one with the worst money, 150, 275. He should have gone somewhere else, right? Because he doesn't have a ton of stuff. And he can make, okay, so I think he's going to do some darkstone bullets while he's there. So he's going to spend a darkstone, boom, and $200 to get darkstone bullets, which give him +1 damage on his hits with his shotgun. That's pretty awesome, right? So Marshal Little Bill gets darks. Oh, you know what else he's got to do is go heal. So that's all. Actually, that was not a good place for him to go this turn. I wanted to see about him buying a mount, but I'm looking at the horses and I'm seeing that I think the horses are too expensive. Oh, those are horseshoes. And he's got all these runes and everything, but they're all 600, 225 Darkstone Barrel. It's a gun upgrade attached to any gun. Adds +4 range, doesn't need that. Darkstone Grip, too expensive. Darkstone Inlay, too expensive. Okay, so he went there to get some Darkstone bullets, is what he did. Now, he could buy the Darkstone Buckle. It's a gear, but he's only got 2 Darkstone left. So, wow, his visit to the blacksmith was not very eventful. That's going to end it for him. And I got to remember that he does take $50 off his purchase of the Darkstone bullets. So it was only $150. That's good because that means he's got enough to stay in the hotel another night or so. Anyway, that's going to end it for him. Now we're going to the 2 that went to the Frontier Outpost. Let me find the Frontier Outpost here. And here it is. Here's the Frontier Outpost. So both of them we're gonna roll for each of them now, and both things are gonna happen. So first we roll an 8. The banners yet wave, seeing flags fly high in the wind atop the outpost walls. Your spirits are raised, and you may take some respite. Recover 1 grit and fully heal your health and sanity. That's good because we did actually take some damage with those 2. The rancher took 3 damage from being in the blazing farmhouse, and our marshal took. Not our marshal, rather, but our lawman took 3 sanity hits while he was whatever the first thing was that happened. Yeah, so he took those. That was his. Okay, what else happens there? 6, a hanging. Uh-oh. Once one of the soldiers that tried to run off at the night was caught and is being hanged this afternoon for desertion. With a kick of a stool and a snap of the rope, the man is left swinging as an example. shaken by this, you lose 1 grit. Well, neither of them had any grit, so that's okay. And that's going to be what happens as they go to the frontier town. Alright, so they have a bunch of things they can do. They can go to the Darkstone Bank. They can hold up the Outpost Bank, which they're not going to do because they're not outlaws. Only the outlaw can do that. They can train with the soldiers for $500. It gives them a lot of experience points. Don't think they need to do that. They can pick up a bounty, which I think they will do while they're there because it's free. So we'll start with our lawman. He's going to pick up a bounty. So he picks up a bounty on no bounty. There's nothing available for him right now. Now that's once for all heroes. So there's no bounties available. Okay, well, let's see. So he will sell. He doesn't need to power anything up with Darkstone. He's going to sell his 2 Darkstone. So it's a D625 for each shard. So the first one is, wow, nice. Oh, he did good. 11. Okay. Let me do that. Marking that down for him. So he's got lots of money. Okay, that's him. So what is he going to do while he's there? I think, well, we know he loves dynamite. He's going to pick up 2 dynamite. That's 400. And then, let's see, what else? He doesn't like weapons. He's got his guns. He could pick up another gun. Cavalry saber wouldn't be too bad. Military gloves, that gives him gives crits, or your critical hits are +1 damage. Or desert boots, free attack. It's for combat. Nah, he wouldn't be that interested in that. So he did take the 2 dynamite. That was good, and he's still got quite a bit of money left, but not enough to do much. I mean, yeah, I think well, he just wanted to really sell his Darkstone there, and maybe that's $500 to train with his soldiers. That would pretty much leave him mostly dry. I think he has enough to pull off getting maybe the hunting knife, but that's really about it. So I think he's going to train with the soldiers for $500. That's going to give him a D6 plus 25 experience points. Hopefully he rolls well. He did not. He got a whopping 2,500 experience points, and that cost him $500. So he's got 250, roughly 250 left. No, he's got more than that. He's got 475 left right now in cash, and I think he's just going to keep a hold of that, and he doesn't want to. He can't sell anything else there. So he's done. He goes back, and then we're going to see what is. I know that our rancher wants to sell her Darkstone. She's going to sell. She's got, how much money does she have? 175. Nah, she's got very little money. She's going to sell all 3 of her Darkstone. So for 12. Okay, so that's not too bad. So 12 times $25. Okay, she's got that. What does she want to do here? How much has she got? Honestly, I think that's the only thing she wants to do here. It's not worth doing anything else. She's no bounties. So she's going to go back 2, and that's going to be our first day. So now we're going to roll a d6. Remember, we're on a 1. So we're safe. Okay, so we're going to go on to day 2, and I'm going to leave it here. That's where I'm going to stop for this episode. This is getting to be a long one, and we are going to spend another day in town with our heroes because we want to go, get rid of some corruption, and the Marshal needs to go take care of his arm, then heal an injury. So there's those things that we can do, and we may go to the general store and someplace where we can sell stuff. That's a possibility. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and it's fun getting to see the heroes go back to town and do their thing. So I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon, and take care.